Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of a story. Thank you, as always, for your support. If this news proves to be true, then SSRians cannot be more happier. There's a report in the Indian Express that says NCB is likely to file charge sheet this week in the drugs case, registered after the death of actor Sushant Singh Rajput, against more than 30 accused, including Riya. Following the first set of arrests in the case from the first week of September, the agency had 6 months to file a charge sheet as per the NDPS Act. The NCB is learned to have been in the process of assembling evidence, running into more than 70,000 pages, including statements, call data records, WhatsApp chats of the accused persons. While the NCB had recorded statements of over 20 accused, leading to more arrests in the case, to establish an alleged link between them to prove that they were part of illicit drug trafficking. A Supreme Court judgment in October last year said that these cannot be the sole basis for convicting an accused. The court had ruled that such statements recorded before NCB officials cannot be considered as confessional. The NCB, however, maintains that there is other corroborative evidence against the accused. The case was filed by the NCB following the registration of a previous case based on chats provided to the agency by the ED. The ED was probing a complaint of money laundering against Riya and others based on a complaint by Rajput's father. Rajput died they say by suicide, but we know it's a murder at his Bandra residence on June 14. The ED has so far not made any arrests or filed a charge sheet in its case. The NCB claimed to have found a link to Chakravarti following the arrest of alleged drug peddlers. NCB claims that Chakravarti, Rajput's cook Dipesh Sawant, and his manager Samuel Miranda bought drugs for the late actor on his instructions. Among the arrested accused, the NCB has claimed to have seized a commercial quantity of contraband from Anuj Keshwani. The others arrested include 2 students, at least 2 foreign nationals, including Agisalos Demetriades, brother of actor Arjun Rampal's partner, and Kshitij Prasad, executive producer of Dharmatic Entertainment, the sister concern of Karan Johar's Dharma Productions. While most of the accused were released on bail, including Chakravarti, her brother Shavik Prasad and at least 3 others continue to remain in jail. The NCB had booked the Shavik, of course, has been released. The NCB had booked the accused under sections 8 with section 20B, 22, 27A, 28, 29, and 30 of the NDPS Act. These pertain to alleged use and possession of cannabis and psychotropic substances, financing illicit traffic and harboring offenders, as well as abetment and criminal conspiracy, attempt and preparation of committing an offense. Meanwhile, Riya seems to be getting more support from the film fraternity. Filmmaker Subhash Jha said that he was keen to work with Riya Chakravarti. She's pretty and talented. I don't mind working with her even if she's out on bail. If Sanjay Dutt could be so busy during his bail phase, why can't this girl work? She and her family have gone through a lot of pain. All the pain would make her a better actress than she was a year ago. Certainly, Mr. Jha, we agree. Because when Sanjay Dutt acted, there was no social media, and hence the awareness factor was very less. If it was today, he would have been a pauper. And please do make a film with Riya at your own risk when public have decided to boycott Bollywood films and Riya too. If you have plenty of money to lose, go ahead. It's all at your own risk. In breaking news, Kangana Ranaut and her sister moved Supreme Court to transfer cases from Mumbai to Shimla Court. Remember, yesterday we mentioned that all these people will hound her with old cases, which means we're talking about Javed Akhtar and Hrithik Roshan. and that it is best to fight the case on your own turf. Kangana and her sister Rangoli claim that they face a threat to life if the trials proceed in Mumbai because of the personal vendetta of Shiv Sena leaders against them. Hindi film actor Kangana and her sister Rangoli have moved to Supreme Court seeking the transfer of criminal cases pending against them in various courts of Maharashtra's Mumbai to Shimla in Himachal Pradesh. Both the sisters claim that they face a threat to their life if the trials proceed in Mumbai. Kangana in her plea said that while looking at the threat perception, she was granted Y+ category of CRPF security by the Home Ministry. Therefore, it becomes quite evident that they face a serious threat to life and property. And if the trial of the cases are not transferred out of Mumbai, their life will be at risk. Various cases were filed against both the sisters, including the criminal defamation complaint by veteran lyricist Javed Akhtar, alleging that Kangana had made defamatory remarks against him on Republic TV after the death of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Advocate Ali Kashif Khan Deshmukh had also filed a criminal case against them in Mumbai for allegedly causing disharmony between Hindus and Muslims by her tweets. He had cited the example of Ranaut's tweet on Mumbai turning into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. A sedition case was filed by casting director Munawar Ali Syed, who alleged that Kangana and her sister tried to create a communal divide through social media, and they deliberately made the tweets to bring hatred and excite disaffection towards the Maharashtra government. The sisters have now approached the top court, urging to transfer all the cases to Himachal Pradesh, their home state. In their petition, Kangana stated that Shiv Sena will leave no stone unturned to eliminate her because of her continuous outspokenness against the wrongs done by the Shiv Sena in collusion with big names of the Hindi film industry. Kangana in the plea pointed out that Sanjay Raut, who is a senior Shiv Sena leader and a member of parliament, had used inappropriate words against her, and the Shiv Sena-led BMC illegally demolished her Pali Hill bungalow. The plea added that the Bombay High Court has declared the BMC's act of demolishing a part of her bungalow illegal, and added that it smacked of malignant intentions. Kangana and Rangoli further stated that while they have utmost faith and respect for courts in the country, they apprehend a threat to their life and property if the trial and the cases continue in Mumbai. They also alleged harassment at the instance of the Maharashtra government led by Shiv Sena. These acts of the Maharashtra government clearly shows that the Maharashtra government has malignant intentions against the petitioners, and that if the petitioners visit Maharashtra to attend the trials, there will be constant threat to them from the Shiv Sena and Maharashtra government, the plea stated. In a very shocking incident, some girls, young girls, were stripped and forced to dance by cops in Maharashtra. Now the Maharashtra government has ordered a probe. According to media reports, some girls from a hostel in Jalgaon complained that people from outside and policemen were allowed to enter the facility on the pretext of a probe, and some girls were forced to strip and dance. A video clip of the same has also surfaced. The Maharashtra government has formed a 4-member high-level committee to conduct a probe into the incident where young girls were allegedly stripped and forced to dance by policemen at a hostel in Jalgaon. Unbelievable. Home Minister Anil Deshmukh said on Wednesday. The minister made the announcement in the State Assembly after the issue was raised by opposition members. BJP leader Sudhir Mungantiwar targeted the Maharashtra government, suggesting that it was not serious over the issue. What we can't understand is what is happening in Jalgaon. In 1994, there was a case of human trafficking and sexual slavery in Jalgaon, with Pandit Sapkale and Raju Tadvi, Jalgaon Municipal Council JMC members of Congress, being accused. Nothing seems to shock viewers anymore. Things are getting worse. Meanwhile, the Income Tax Department on Wednesday conducted income tax raids at Anurag Kashyap, Tapsi Pannu, and filmmaker Vikas Bail's Mumbai residence. The raid is conducted and is related to Phantom Films. Phantom Films was a film production and distribution company established by Anurag Kashyap, director Vikramaditya Motwane, producer Madhu Mantena, and Vikas Bain. The company was dissolved in October 2018. Some executives of celeb and talent management company Kwan were also raided. Searches took place at nearly 20 locations in Mumbai and Pune, including premises linked to the talent agency as well as Phantom Films, co-promoted by Anurag Kashyap and producer Vikas Bain, and producer Madhu Mantena, who is also linked to the production house. The IT department on Wednesday conducted searches at production homes and event management companies linked to actor Taapsee Pannu, filmmaker Anurag Kashyap, Vikramaditya Motwane, Vikas Bain, and producer Madhu Mantena, among others, at over 30 premises in Mumbai and Pune over alleged tax evasion. In a welcome move for people who have been raising this issue vehemently on social media, Amazon Prime apologizes for Tandav. Amazon said, "We respect our viewers' diverse beliefs and apologize unconditionally." This is Amazon Prime India's third apology statement. The first two were issued by director Ali Abbas Zafar after several police complaints against the show and its team were filed in various parts of the country. This apology was for the objectionable scenes in Tandav, the web series, on Tuesday evening. The statement came days after the Allahabad High Court rejected the anticipatory bail plea of Aparna Purohit, the Indian content chief of the Amazon Prime Video, who has been booked in 10 FIRs across the country for hurting religious sentiments in the web series. Earlier, filmmaker Ali Abbas Zafar had said sorry in a statement on behalf of the cast and crew of the show. He said, "Amazon Prime Media again deeply regrets that viewers considered certain scenes to be objectionable in the recently launched fictional series, Tandav. This was never our intention, and the scenes that were objected to were removed or edited when they were brought to our attention. We respect our viewers' diverse beliefs and apologize unconditionally to anyone who felt hurt by these scenes," read a section of the statement. "Our teams follow company content evaluation processes, which we acknowledge need to be constantly updated to better serve our audiences. We will continue to develop entertaining content with partners while complying with the laws of India and respecting the diversity of culture and beliefs of our audience," read the complete statement of Amazon Prime Video India. Meanwhile, director Suni Taraporwala of Ye Ballet has accused the makers of Deepika Padukone's ad of plagiarism. He asks, "Are you so creatively bankrupt?" The creatives behind an apparel advertisement featuring Deepika Padukone has been accused of plagiarism by Suni Taraporwala. It was called the incident intellectual theft, to which the ad's producer-designer Rupin Suchek admitted that the similarities were deliberate. A couple of days ago, someone brought this Levi in ad to my attention, Suni wrote in an Instagram post on Tuesday, attaching screenshots from a film and the advertisement. "I was shocked to see our Ye Ballet dance studio set in this ad because it was conceptualized and created out of a derelict space by Shalzwat, our PD, from scratch and dismantled after our shoot. Basically, Nadia, the director of this ad, saw Ye Ballet and decided to plagiarize our set down to the very last detail. Would Levi's and the director ever think of doing that in the West without permission, acknowledgement, and passing it off as their own creative work? This is not homage. This is intellectual theft. It's so unfair to our wonderful production designer, Shalzwad, to have her work ripped off like that," said Suni Taraporwala. Meanwhile, the latest on Jhanvi Kukreja case becomes even more intriguing. As the family opposes the jail plea of the two accused, Shri and Riya, saying that Jhanvi suffered 48 injuries, that it was not a death by chance case. The main accused, Riya and Shri Jagdankar, in the Jhanvi Kukreja murder case, have filed for interim bail to come out of jail to study and appear for the exams. Shri, along with his friend Riya, have been accused of killing friend and neighbor Jhanvi Kukreja, 19, on New Year's Eve in a locality in Mumbai. They were both arrested by Mumbai police in January. On Tuesday, the prosecution and the victim's family vehemently opposed the bail plea in a Mumbai Sessions Court. Advocate Nitin Pradhan argued that the accused Diya Padalkar's case seeking interim relief. He argued that Jhanvi and the accused were childhood friends, and the prosecution has no motive behind this homicidal death. In all probability, this is an accidental death. Prior to the death, they were all inside the party, enjoying it with friends. Inside the party, something happened, which only these people can say. No one knows what happened on the staircase. There was some exchange between Shri and the deceased. The deceased, that is Jhanvi, fell, and the girl had a head injury, and then she met with the most unfortunate death. That's what he says, that there was an exchange between Shri and the deceased. The deceased fell and the girl had a head injury, and then she met with the most unfortunate death, argued Pradhan. Pradhan further said that the statements of all witnesses have already been recorded by the police. The appropriate enquiry has been made by the police officers. Padalkar is doing her BA Arts, and she was to give her exam in January, but because of the arrest, she could not give it. Her online classes are going on for 8 hours from 8:30 a.m. After these two arrests, there is no other person arrested. So it's clear that after 60 days, there is no one else to be arrested. There is enough circumstantial evidence that has been collected. What is the necessity of keeping this boy and girl behind bars? There are no antecedents, and there is no misbehavior or that she has been unruly at the party or even her society has any complaint, Pradhan said, while seeking one chance for the girl to pursue her academics. This is exactly what the prosecution said. Special Public Prosecutor Pradeep Garaf vehemently opposed the bail plea. He argued she may be a student, but such a person should understand their liability and they should know how to behave in society. Your Honor material will be shocked to see the case, diaries and photographs taken of that night. They were drinking hard liquor and other substances that court will be shocked to know. Is this supposed to be conduct of the student? If someone wants to study, they can study in jail as well. There are many examples of people studying and coming out with flying colors. When people study in jail, the material against the accused has to be seen, whether prima facie case is made out or not. There are threats that it is not true that the accused did not have a motive to kill. The intent to murder came from the spur of the moment. The moment they went to the terrace for the party, Shri and the deceased started drinking, and then came where all their friends were, and then came down to where all their friends were. Diya was so much drunk, she lay on the bed, and Shri started doing obscene acts. And Jhanvi could not bear it. Shri and deceased sat on the stairs when Diya went down to vomit and rest. She then came back and they started fighting. From the 8th floor, they came to the 5th floor when their fight became aggravated. Men may lie, but circumstances don't. From 5th floor to 2nd floor, there was blood. At every place, many hair of the deceased have fallen. Bharat insisted that this was not an accidental death. The CCTV footage and case diary was handed over in sealed cover to the court. The circumstantial evidence shows the motive of the crime. They entered the party around 12:15 and they started fighting by 12:45 a.m. By 1:35 a.m., the accused was sitting at the stairs and then they started getting down. By 2:10 a.m., the deceased had fallen. Diya did not help or shout for a friend who had fallen, or she had not shouted for her to be saved, and she totally neglected her friend. The logical conclusion is that she knew what had happened. Even Shri went to hospital and told the doctors that he had met with an accident on the road, while Diya said that she had hurt herself on the stairs. What was the reason for the two to lie? Special Public Prosecutor Garat asked. Jhanvi's family too has put up a lawyer to oppose the bail applications. Advocate Rizwan Berchant, appearing for the family, argued, this is nothing but an attempt to somehow get the accused out. It is a sham, so that she will come out and then keep taking extension. The 19-year-old girl had 48 injuries on her, talking about Jhanvi. A total of 70 exhibits have been collected by the police, including hair and blood attached to the walls. They left her there to die, bleeding, and they went to the hospital themselves to get treated. This is no ordinary case of death by chance. The next hearing will be on March 8th. The court will be further hearing the bail applications on March 8th when the main accused, Shree's lawyer, Mahesh Vaswani, will make his submissions. That's all for now, friends. Thank you for joining me, and good night.